Stories are introducing new values. My name is Osadumebi, and every week I will tell you a short story written by a Nigerian writer or author. That's the long and short of it. So without much ado, this week's story is by Faizah Alayo, and it's titled, It Ends With Me. The first time I said, I love you, to my father, it felt like I had broken a generational curse. While my dad was at work one morning, I was in the library studying for my JAM exams. At some point during my study, I came across the word love. It was an English question based on the story Independence by Sarah Ladipo Manika. My father had never told any of us he loved us. I doubt if he even said it to Mommy. Sure, we all love one another in my family, and we all know it. We show our love through actions. My father would usually pat me on the head, smile, and maybe mutter something like, "I'm proud of you," with his eyes never meeting mine. Mommy would give me a bigger piece of meat than usual if she wanted to be sweet. She would whisper in my ears, "You know I love you, Ifedayo," when she thought I was asleep, and then pretend like she said nothing when I raised my head to ask her if I heard something. My older brother, Ifeoluwa, is hardly ever at home, but when he is, he simply comes to my room, looks at me like he hasn't seen me in eons, and asks if I need anything. Ifeoluwa is an actual hard guy. I remember one time when he was in secondary school and we played a sort of game. We had to say things to each other that we had not said to each other before. It could even be insults. He said he would allow it. According to him, it was an opportunity for me to get back at him for anything he might have done to annoy me since he would be leaving for university soon. Being the sweetest person in the family that I am, I said, "Brother Ife, I love you." This guy burst into laughter and told me, "Talk something sensible, Joe." I don't remember if I was angry that day or if I just laughed with him. But I remember he was the first family member I ever said those words to. Ding dong. The doorbell rang. That must be my father, I thought. Yes, I was right. He will be the one preparing dinner today since he came home before Mommy. I ran to hug him and collected his briefcase, which he had been using since God knows when. I would not have been surprised if the briefcase had been with him since before Ifeoluwa was born. He patted my head as usual and asked how my study went. He always asked how everyone's day was, but hardly talked about his own. Fatherly love and sacrifice? Maybe. I narrated how my day went, boring and hectic since I was all alone and didn't go out to visit my friends. He laughed at my last point, and we both knew why exactly he laughed. I guess my father and I did have our inside jokes. It was time to prepare dinner when the doorbell rang again. That was Mommy. The same ritual with her too. Hugs with a, "How was your day?" Mommy went to take a shower while my father and I busied ourselves with the meal prep. We set up the dining table, and for some reason, I remembered the English question containing love. Let's give it a try, I thought. "Daddy." "Yes, dear." "I love you," I said to my father for the first time I could remember. I was smiling from ear to ear. He was shocked, surprised. Well, whatever his reaction, it was expected. My parents grew up in the typical African household, but I know they tried their best to show us children that they loved and cared for us. They just never said the words. My dad smiled. Ifedayo. He paused. I love you too. I think I was more surprised than he was because I honestly didn't expect him to say it back, at least not that moment. Eh? I blurted. He laughed at my response and I joined in the laughter. Mommy walked into the dining and wondered what the laughter was about. All my father said was, "Don't worry. One day, Ifedayo will surprise you too with a big heart." I did surprise her, less than a week after that moment with my father. I am going to surprise my brother again too, and when I do, I will force him to say it back. Oh, and I am going to stop using my father in the narrative from now on. He is a great father, yes, but I think he is doing well as a dad too. Here's to breaking more generational curses. Faizah Alayo is a creative writer based in Lagos. Alongside her passion for writing, she has a background in health sciences and is actively involved in public health advocacy, social care, and community engagement. She enjoys engaging with conversations, works, and people that foster a more connected community. Connect with her on Instagram at Faizah_O_. Details and links will be in the episode description. If you've got a story you would like to be featured on this podcast, or a published book you want to make into an audiobook, I would love to hear from you. Send an email to info@osadumebi.com or send me a message at Osadumebi on either Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or X. I look forward to collaborating with you. And if you've enjoyed this week's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with that one person you know will enjoy listening. Tell them that stories are a good escape for a few minutes each week.